could see your eyeball.
Oh.
Mr. Tactical Bacon, what is that?
So I decided to get another AR-15. You know,
Get it or build it?
No, I build it. You can never have too many of them, right?
Right, absolutely, especially in these times.
This one's a little bit different, though.
This is something you've been wanting to do for a long time.
Yes.
Wow, one hit. Congratulations. All right, so clear that weapon and tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so this was a build that we decided to take on. Pretty much what we did is we went ahead and went with the dedicated CMMG lower. What this does is most builds people use a standard lower and have to drop a block down in, and that's just kind of a pain. It can loosen up and cause feed issues. So doing this dedicated from CMMG eliminates all that headache.
Gotcha. So that's specifically milled to accept 9mm Uzi mags, right?
Yes.
And that magazine that we just had was modified to hold 30 rounds.
Yes. We put a block in the bottom of them because in the great state of Ohio, you cannot have more than a 30-round magazine.
Yeah, so that magazine has been permanently altered to only hold 30 rounds.
You know, we started with the CMMG stripped lower. We got a CMMG parts kit, added the ergo grip, trusty old MOE stock.
Of course.
Traveled across like 3 different builds, I think.
Okay, so real quick, we can see that it's basically stock equipment all the way up. What is your long-term kind of plan for this particular weapon?
My plan right now, I think I'm going to put a full MOE kit on the front of it.
Nice, nice. That'll look good.
You know, with all the light attachments, VFG and everything. My goal is to keep this as light as possible. This is kind of a home defense type weapon. I think for aiming devices, I'm just going to swap these pins out with the Trigicon kit.
Okay.
You know, so have the front and rear tritium pins.
And I like that.
Mount my TLR on it.
Excellent. One of the things I did want to remark on is the gas system on this gun. Talk about it.
Well, I can't get it off that way.
I don't know if you necessarily need to take the handguard off, but wow, that's an awesome gas system, isn't it?
Yeah, there's none.
Yeah, this is a blowback operated weapon system. 100% recoil driven, inertia. No gas bleed off. So if you're shooting really, really underpowered ammunition, you might have some issues, as Mr. Tactical Bacon appears to be having.
Additionally, when you tear these weapons down, you'll notice first thing is that's completely different.
Absolutely.
It has no rotating bolt face, you know, no gas key. It has a weight that's mounted in there. This is much heavier than your standard AR bolt.
Yeah.
And it allows it to travel. On this build, you know, a lot of people suggest changing out the buffer. We run a couple hundred rounds through it, haven't had one hiccup, and we're just using a stock car buffer.
Yep, stock car buffer and spring, so no issues there. But why don't we go ahead and have each of us run some rounds through it and give us some impressions, since we're all AR guys. One thing I'm going to say about this weapon system is it's best if loaded off of an open bolt, and that's just typical. I don't know if that's typical of all 9mm carbines, but this one tends to have issues on full magazines with the bolt closed. It's just the way it is, and sometimes you can find that on standard AR platforms as well. Locks right in, push pull, no problems. It does have standard AR-15 controls. Let's go. Let's see if it locks open. Yep, locks open just fine. Dude, I like this thing. It feels like a BB gun compared to, even as light as it is compared to the standard AR. I want to say this comes in at what, like 6 pounds, something like that. I mean, that is nothing. And I want to say that This still feels like nothing. I mean, it feels like a BB gun. Combat Wombat.
Word. Well, one thing I will say actually is that the stroke on the charging handle is pretty comparable to a standard 223-556 AR. It's not that really short pull that you get on a lot of the 22 caliber ones. That was interesting. And locks open reliably. I like it. It's an interesting weapon. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about recoil on it because it's an AR-15, so there's really not too much there. But it's really accurate. It's easy to handle. I like it. Good choice. Good choice, sir. 19.
MTV. Do your worst, bro. Let's rip through that gun. Excellent.
So evil.
Okay, I'm gonna rip through the rest of this.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a joke to shoot. Like,
I think that it jumps more than your standard AR.